Love has no problems, and to understand the nature of love and compassion with its own intelligence, we must understand together what desire is. Desire has extraordinary vitality, extraordinary persuasion, drive, achievement. The whole process of becoming, success, is based on desire. Desire which makes us compare ourselves with each other, imitate, conform. It is very important in understanding the nature of ourselves to understand what desire is, not to suppress it, not to run away from it, not to transcend it, but to understand it, to see the whole momentum of it. To understand desire requires attention, seriousness. It is a very complex problem to understand why human beings have lived on this extraordinary energy of desire as on the energy of thought. What is the relationship between thought and desire? If one observes oneself, one sees the origin of desire. It begins with sensory responses. Then thought creates the image, and at that moment desire begins. If there were no thought, there would only be sensation. Desire is the quintessence of will. Thought dominates sensation and creates the urge, the desire, the will to possess. When in relationship thought operates, which is remembrance, which is the image created about each other by thought, there can be no love. Desire, sexual or other forms of desire, prevent love, because desire is part of thought. The origin of fear is thought, and thought is time. It is the accumulation of knowledge through experience, the response of memory as thought, then action. So thought and time are one. Thought and time are the root of fear. Now, it is not a question of stopping thought or time. Of course, it would be impossible to stop them, because the entity who says I must stop thought is part of thought. So the idea of stopping thought is absurd. It implies a controller who is trying to control thought, and such a controller is created by thought. Please, just observe this. Observation is an action in itself. It is not that one must do something about fear. Pleasure is part of thought too. You never say when you are happy, how happy I am. It is always after. It is the remembrance of that which gave you pleasure, like a beautiful sunset, the glory of an evening full of that extraordinary light. It gave great delight. Then that is remembered and pleasure is born. The understanding of relationship, fear, pleasure, and sorrow is to bring order in our house. Without order, you cannot possibly meditate. There is no possibility of right meditation if you have not put your house, your psychological house, in order. Meditation must begin with bringing about complete order in your house, order in your relationships, order in your desires, pleasures, and so on. One of the causes of disorder in our life is sorrow. It is a great thing to understand suffering, because where there is freedom from sorrow, there is compassion. Where there is compassion, there is love. With that compassion goes intelligence, not the intelligence of thought with its cunning, its adjustments, with its capacity to put up with anything. Compassion means the ending of sorrow, and only then is there intelligence.